Hi, good evening. We are preparing for Irma, just like all of you. And last night, Catalina and I had a chat about people with special, unique medical needs or conditions who may be riding out the storm. And now, since we've had some orders put out in our various surrounding counties, I wanted to just readdress the issue because I think it's a really important one. We have many of our friends and neighbors here in the Tampa Bay area who are living with disabilities and medical conditions that require special care. And so I think it's really important that we make sure that we are serving that population of people well and making sure that we are looking out for them in every possible way. So I have sort of adopted that as my mission. And my Facebook page, Katie McCall TV, has a very comprehensive list. I'm going to go over some of this with you now, and then I want to go ahead and get to your questions very quickly so that I can give you the information that you may need or someone that you love might need. Many of you were asking about your specific areas last night when it still wasn't clear which areas were going to be under evacuation orders. And so there are some counties where they've actually specifically asked people with special needs to go ahead and get out. The newest information that I have is an order from Sarasota. I just want to pull that up real quick on my Facebook page, which is Katie McCall TV. Very easy to find. I have this list and I keep adding to it. It was last updated 13 minutes ago, and it is a long list. So you can scroll through really easily though and find wherever you live. The latest info for Sarasota. Sarasota County is requesting citizens with special needs who require shelter accommodation to fill out the People with Special Needs PSN application. www.scgov.net/home/show document. There's a link here. And it's extremely long. It would probably be easier for you to go to Katie McCall TV and click on that link. And I can answer your questions. I have all of this right in front of me. It's such a long list that if I put it on here, I think our web folks would have a heart attack. But I put it on my Facebook page because I think that it's important that we put the information for each of our counties. So let me go ahead and start answering your questions. I have information for Sarasota, Manatee County, Pinellas County, Hillsborough County, and Pasco County. And I have a couple other resources. In case you are not aware of this, the Pinellas Suncoast Transit Authority will provide free transportation for homeless individuals to local emergency shelters. Transportation services will take place on Friday, that's tomorrow, September 8th from 2 to 7 p.m. and again on Saturday, September 9th from noon to 5 p.m. So wanted to let you know about that. Someone asked last night about the homeless specifically, and we had some people ask about their areas. So I'm just going to open this up to your questions now, and that way I can get on this and make sure that we're answering each and every one of your questions in a way that's meaningful to you. And now I actually have all of that information kind of compiled in one place, and so I can look at it and answer your stuff. So let me pull up your questions and your comments, and I will get on them one by one. We'll get through this, and we will get through this, I assure you. Having done this many times before, we're going to be fine, and we're going to take care of people because that's our job. Okay, so we already have 72 comments. My goodness. All right. I had a feeling there were a lot of you who wanted to know about this. Okay, so let's get to the very top. Desiree, Spring Hill, Brooksville, Florida, please. So I don't have that specific town. If you can give me a broader area. Desiree, I have Sarasota County, Manatee County, Pinellas County, Hillsborough County, and Pasco County. So those are that is about as much as I could probably cover in one page. So let me see if I can get you more information. Debbie put it in arthritis blog here. Donna, what about the elderly that don't know what to do? They panic. Yeah, so people who are older and who can't get around very easily, people in wheelchairs, these resources are available to them. All of these counties that I just named have special needs shelters. So if you have questions about that, that's what I'm here to answer. Okay, let's see. How do we check the zone? Great question. WTSP.com, our Facebook page. We have a place on the homepage where you can go. Tim, that's correct. They can look up their address and know their zone. You can look up your address. You just plug it in and it will pull up what evacuation zone you're in. To save you some time, if you live in Manatee or Pinellas County and you are in Zone A, you were asked to evacuate, and then in either of those counties, if you live in a mobile home. So if that saves you any time, there you go. Michael wants to know about orders for Pasco, and I did include that here. Pasco County issued evacuations for all residents west of US 19. All special needs and manufactured home residents should also evacuate. The Pasco County government is recommending voluntary evacuation for certain residents of Pasco County as high winds are expected across the county and potential storm surge may occur along the county's Gulf Coast. So I have posted the map on my Facebook page, Katie McCall TV. You can go there. It's listed in bold under Pasco County. Go there, click on it. Check that out. Evacuees should first consider riding out the storm with family or friends. If that is not an option, citizens can evacuate directly to a Pasco County hurricane shelter. I have a link on my Facebook page, Katie McCall TV, where you can click on that and you can pull up all of the hurricane shelters in Pasco County. Those will begin to open tomorrow, September 8th at 11 a.m. If you decide to stay in a shelter, please bring your ID, cash, and any medications that you may need. For the full evacuation order, again, go to Katie McCall TV and you can pull up this list. Scroll down to Pasco County. All of these links are right there for you. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's see. Hi, Eric. Michael, I've got that one. David, I am more inland, but is there a procedure for people to follow, or any tips if the roof were to be lifted off of your house? That's a really good question. I've seen that happen to quite a few people. If you are in an area where you're not ordered to evacuate and you're just asked to shelter in place, they tend to say to stay in areas that are away from windows. It's the same advice that they give people for tornadoes. There was a massive tornado in Nashville, Tennessee that I was present for, did a lot of destruction, and what they told us to do is to stay away from the windows. So the same thing would be true when you have any kind of high wind situation, in case your windows shatter. As far as your roof is concerned, let's say if you were on a first level, you know, with a ceiling, and then the roof obviously is over the second floor, then that would be the safer of the two places to be, so not elevated. Because you're not going to be in a situation where you're going to have a Harvey. You're not going to have massive flooding. Our meteorologists have stressed that this is a wind event as opposed to a flood event. We've seen all these images of Harvey, and I think a lot of people are expecting that kind of a situation. That is not going to be our problem. Irma is very, very strong, but she is not going to dump a ton of water on us. That is a huge blessing, something to be celebrated. I feel extremely good about that. What we want to make sure is that people are protected from the wind. So if you are in a structure that is safe and you're not in one of these evacuation zones, then you don't have to worry about coming up in, you know, waist deep, chest deep water. Because that's just not what Bobby Deskins and our other meteorologists are saying about this storm. It just doesn't have that kind of potential, if that makes any sense. Okay, so Donna, so the information on my Facebook page, Katie McCall TV, would apply to people who are elderly or have disabilities, people in wheelchairs, things like that, people with vision impairment, people with auditory impairment. These are people that we have these resources available for. So I would definitely encourage you to check them out and look on that page. I have county by county listed for you. Okay, Randy, what about DeSoto County, like Arcadia? My aunt and cousin are there they have special needs children. We have not received orders from those areas yet, so if we do, I know that we will post those immediately. And we are getting updates every 3 hours from the National Hurricane Center, so we will have those updates if you go to Bobby Deskin's Weather or on our Facebook page, the one that you're on right now. We're doing these updates with our meteorologists, and those are the folks to ask about the nature of the storm and how it's going to affect places where you are. What I'm here to help you with is to try to point you to special needs shelters if you or a loved one or a neighbor or someone you know needs to get to one of those, because now is the time to make those plans. Those are going to open up tomorrow morning. They're going to be ready. They're going to be prepared. They've already started preparing these places today. We have video of that. You're going to see that at 11. Okay. Jessica, what do we do if the power goes out and there's a tornado? There's not a whole lot you can do. I mean, you have to just wait it out for the power to come back on. If you're in a structure that's struck by a tornado, hopefully you're in an area that's interior, right? So you don't want to be near the windows. And you just have to wait. You know, I know Tico's been talking about how they're getting all this assistance from all these other areas. They'll get your lights back on as fast as they can. Okay, Desiree, Hernando County, a question that I can answer. Or not. Nope, that's not on my list. No, we don't have anything for Hernando yet, as far as an order. We have Sarasota, Manatee, Pinellas, Hillsborough, and Pasco. So, if I get anything for Hernando, I will definitely... Oh, Spring Hill is in Hernando County. Okay. Yeah, so no, we don't have nothing on that yet, and that's a good thing. North Tampa area, please. So, we have had orders for Pinellas and Manatee counties, Zone A, or anyone living in a mobile home in either of those two counties. The other order that came out was in Pasco County, residents west of US 19. So that, hopefully that answers your question. Has Hillsborough County issued a mandatory evacuation for people who live in mobile homes? Okay, here's what Hillsborough County says. 2 shelters open to accommodate special needs residents only. Hillsborough County strongly urges special needs residents to observe the voluntary evacuation notice. The special needs shelters will open at 8 a.m. and remain open until further notice. On Saturday, September 9th at 8 a.m., Hillsborough County will open 14 shelters for residents in evacuation zone A whose homes are vulnerable to wind damage, as well as evacuees from other Florida counties who have been unable to find shelter elsewhere. So if you go to Katie McCall TV on Facebook, that's my page, I have all of the listings of all of those shelters. It sounds like to me, I don't know what zone you're in, but if you are in a home that is vulnerable to wind damage, such as a mobile home, then it sounds to me like they're telling you to go ahead and evacuate, or strongly urge you to evacuate. But Zone A is the one that you're going to be looking for Hillsborough County. And if you go to WTSP.com, we have a spot where you can plug in your address. I will go ahead and get that and put that on my Facebook page as well, just to make it a little easier to navigate. But basically you plug in your address and it lets you know what evacuation zone you're in. So hopefully that answers your question. Can I get info for Hillsborough County? Yes. Hillsborough County residents in evacuation zone A whose homes are vulnerable to wind damage, as well as evacuees from other Florida counties who have been unable to find shelter elsewhere, will have shelter beginning Saturday at 8 a.m. And I have a list of all of the shelters at Katie McCall TV. That's my Facebook page. If you just put in Katie McCall TV, you should see me pop up. Or you can just click on my little, where it says my name in blue on this link, so you can grab that. Okay. Sean, any help number? Yeah, I have every help number you could possibly want for these counties. which county do you want a help number for? I can just go through and read them if that would be helpful. Manatee County, 941-745-2397. That is the Special Needs Registry hotline. Pinellas, 727-464-4333. That is the Special Needs Shelter phone number. Hillsborough County, Special Needs Residents, 813-272-5900. See if we have any other numbers. Pasco does not give a phone number, they just give a link. So unfortunately you would have to go to my page to click on that. I was looking for a number for them. Sarasota also just has a link. They did not give us a phone number. So if you go to Katie McCall TV, I have the link there for you. But yes, if you ask for your, okay, Shannon wants to know about Pasco. Pasco County, evacuations for all residents west of 19. All special needs and manufactured homes residents should also evacuate Pasco County. So that's the advice that you're being given by your county government. If you want to go to one of the shelters, you can go to my Facebook page. It's a very long list. They have several shelters set up for Pasco County residents who are east of US 19, all special needs folks, and people in manufactured homes. So if you fall into that category, there are shelters set up for you. And if you go to my Facebook page, you can look at all of them, and that way you can see what's closest to you. Aaron, what about the animals? So a lot of these shelters have been set up as shelters for people who have pets. So if you would like to bring a pet, I would recommend that you call in advance if you're not already registered, and just ask. The list that I composed is pretty comprehensive, and a lot of these were set up as special needs and also for people with pets. Yeah, we don't have any orders for Hernando County. You don't have any orders for Hernando County, do you?
No.
Neither do I. I don't think they've sent us anything. Jessica says, do we just stay inside until Monday morning? If the power goes out, if I lose service on my phone, how do I know what's going on? These are all valid questions. You know, during storm events, sometimes your cell phones do go out. I had several friends in Houston for Harvey who their cell phones got inundated, so that's why they lost them. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough to communicate. It's tough to get around. That's why you're supposed to have a flashlight and food that you can prepare without using electricity.
Katie, I'm on the website. I do not see that. The only alert they have is that sandbag distribution has been suspended because they ran out.
Okay, but they don't have any evacuation orders. Okay, so Hernando County, we have not gotten anything. Yeah, Victoria, no water, no gas, and no money for some people to be able to move. True. Karen, what about assisted living facilities? Yeah, so I called 20, Catalina called 20, and Nadine, who's one of our researchers, called 20. So we've called 60 of those facilities. They all have a plan of action. So all of the ones that we spoke to had backup generators, they've got food, they've got medicine. There was a facility that was going to take residents from a neighboring facility and move them into their facility. So let me see. Yeah. So sister facilities, Spring Hill and Brooksville are fine, as well as Consulate. They are low on the list. They're an E on the list. So I talked to them yesterday, and they said that if they were going to have an evacuation, they would give 24-hour notice to the residents there. A lot of those facilities that we contacted are no evacuation facilities. So they are designed to withstand this kind of a storm. Let's see. Cheryl Thompson says no thank you. Nicole, I take a lot of meds and my meds will run out during next 10 days. My insurance is refusing to renew early. What do I do just in case the power goes out? This is a great question. You can appeal that decision, and what you can do, Nicole, and I recommend this, because we are in an evacuation zone and there's been a state declaration and you are in, I assume, one of our counties, call your pharmacy, get a hold of your pharmacist, and I would do that tonight. Explain your situation. If they won't refill your stuff because it's not time yet, because it's you're 10 days too soon, you need to tell the pharmacist, look, I need this medication, and I need you to contact the insurance company and get approval to fill it ahead of time. They will contact the insurance company. I can't guarantee the insurance company will do the right thing, but they will actually contact them. So call the pharmacy, explain the situation, and let them know, look, here's my situation. I need this medication refilled, and I need it now, because otherwise I'm going to run out. The other thing you can do, there's a card called the Good RX. You can get it online, or even there's an app on your phone. And it will save you some money if you can pay out of pocket, let's say for like a generic prescription. And it can save you quite a bit of money. A lot of people who don't have good health insurance for prescriptions use those instead because they get better deals using those. So, a little consumer information. So Nicole, great question. A lot of people fall into that category. Call your pharmacist, call them now, get a hold of somebody who's open 24 hours and say, I need these refilled. The insurance company's declining it because it's too soon. I need you to call them and let them know that I am in a storm zone. Okay. Valerie says, tried it, didn't work for zones. Arcadia, please, what zone DeSoto County? So as soon as I jump off of here, I'll put that in and try it myself. But it's my understanding that that is working. It should be working. You should be able to plug in your address and find out what zone you're in. We have not received orders from Arcadia or DeSoto. Debbie, I know Pinellas County, you can look on your water bill and the zone is on there. True. I can go ahead and tell you right now, if you're in zone A, you're supposed to evacuate. Kimberly, I have special needs. Mary's asking for Nicole to PM her. Shauna, Victoria, there is still gas. People have already got more gas, and there is gas, and that's why they have shelters for people who cannot afford to evacuate. Yeah, I was able to get gas last night because I needed it. I thought I could get away with not filling up my tank, and then I looked at it, and it was the E was on, so I was trying not to get gas in case I could maybe save it for somebody else. The Wawa on Gandy at Grand. It's like the 3000 block of Gandy, had plenty of gas, no problems there. Let's see. Cindy, a lot of the schools are shelters. Yeah, Hillsborough County closed all of its schools, both for today and tomorrow, so that they can convert them into shelters. Roxanne, if phones and power go out, have a NOAA radio. They usually have rechargeable battery to crank by hand. Yeah, so Roxanne, I love that. That's super old school. It's what I do. It's what my friends do. Good old radio and some batteries will do you a lot of good, because at least you can get information that way. Preferably a NOAA radio, but even if you just have a regular radio, you're going to be able to listen to things like our broadcast. So I know WDUV The Dove will be, you know, if there's no other way for you to hear us, see us, get information, you can listen to it'll be a simulcast, and we will be on 24/7 once this whole thing gets underway. But great tip, Roxanne. Rosita, hi. Victoria, does everybody need to go to work on Saturday? I do. I don't know. You have to ask your boss. Let's see. Yeah, these are counties we don't have orders for. Trisha, any news on bridges closing and where it would be posted? The only bridge closures that we have had are the ones in Key West. So, I mean, I think you would probably already know about those. But no, to answer your question, no, not for us yet. A lot of questions about Hernando County, and they have not issued anything. So we will keep you posted, though. Thank you for all of you from Hernando County. Thank you for asking. And I will run that by Bobby Deskins as well, just because I like to have a couple of sources before I give information. When is Pasco being evacuated? So Linda is asking this question. Pasco just issued this. Evacuations for all residents west of 19, all special needs and manufactured homes residents. So hopefully that answers your question. If you want to look at all of the different options for you in terms of shelters in your area, if this applies to you, you can go to my Facebook page, Katie McCall TV, or just click on where you see me at the top of this, Click on that, it should take you right to my page. Scroll down where I have Pasco County. I put it all there, so all you have to do is click on it. And I did that for all the counties for which we have evacuation order and shelter information. Thank you, Randy. Nobody says anything about Arcadia. If I had that information, I promise I would give it to you. Orders for Sarasota, Jennifer, yes. The latest info for Sarasota. Sarasota County is requesting citizens with special needs who require shelter accommodation to fill out the People with Special Needs application. You can do that at Katie McCall TV on Facebook. Just click on where you see my little picture, and you can pull that up. It's right at the top. So that is the information out of Sarasota. They said if you can return that form to them before 2 p.m. on Friday, that's tomorrow, that will allow county workers to make accommodations for you. So they have a pretty easy system in Sarasota County if you are a person with special needs. And that is all of the information we have from them as of right now. Yeah, Cindy, anybody in a manufactured home needs to relocate. Sadie says, remember the animals. Cheryl, what would it take for a Zone E to be evacuated? I have son on home hospice. Oh, Cheryl, I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, Zone E, you should be fine. And if this makes you feel any better, and I'm sorry that your son is in hospice care, I talked to a facility yesterday that is a long-term care facility with a lot of patients in a delicate condition, and they are in Zone E, and they were very confident. They said they talked to the state. They do not need to evacuate, so you should be okay, at least according to the state. Okay, let's see. Adriana, if you want to know about Orlando, I would say at 11 o'clock in about a half an hour, Bobby Deskins will cover our area, plus we usually talk a little bit about Orlando. We do have a TV station in Orlando, and most stations in Orlando, just like us, stream their stuff live. They stream their newscast live, so you may want to watch their 11 o'clock. Cheryl, you are very welcome. Will this come to Las Vegas? No. Dainty, I spell my name Katiemccall. Avon Park, Florida. Hi, Virginia. Randy, what about dogs and cats, the elderly, and babies? Yep, they have facilities for all of those folks. Donna, you're welcome. Shauna, Adriana should be gone, smart to go. It looks like, at least at this point, they may get it worse than us. We just don't know. Listening from Sebring. Hi, Bonnie. Virginia wants to know about Highlands County. I don't have that one. Linda didn't hear about Pasco County. Yeah, that just came in not that long ago. So, just to review Pasco County, I know there are a lot of you. All residents west of US 19, all special needs and manufactured homes residents should evacuate. Okay. Tracy, hopefully all hospitals, nursing homes, and pet shelters have been evacuated. The ones that we spoke to said that they are all set. Dawson, if there's no gas in my area and I want to leave the state, what's the changes that the interstate has any gas with millions of people on the road? Doesn't seem promising. We have found that there is still gasoline. You may have to wait for it, but that is a complicated issue. You know, when you give evacuation orders and everyone gets on the road at the same time and fills up their tank, you know, you're going to run into problems at some gas stations, and they've evacuated major metropolitan areas in the past in large areas, and people died on the highway because they were in bumper-to-bumper traffic and they had a medical emergency. So you certainly don't want to create a panic situation like that where people who don't need to leave. If you don't need to leave, you don't need to leave. That's it. If you need to leave, then you should. Patricia wants to know about Polk County. Do we have any orders for Polk County? Let me see. Bear with me for a second. Okay. Polk County shelters. Polk County residents who want to evacuate. County announced today it plans to open shelters Saturday, September 9th. Shelters will open at 8 a.m., including special needs shelters and one pet-friendly location. The timing of the shelter opening is based on projections about when Irma's effects might be felt in the county. Okay, there is a list here. Let's see if I can find a phone number. I always like to give phone numbers because it's just a little bit quicker. Okay, so let's see.
Alex, you did a really good job of that. Okay.
Polk County. Well, it doesn't look like I'm gonna get a I think I'm not gonna get a phone number for you. Let me dig and try to find that. I know their hotel rooms are booked to capacity. That's what the tourism board is saying. Let me see if I can find you. I'd like to find you a phone number. Anyway, hold me accountable for that one. I will. I'll follow up because I'm gonna have to jump off in a minute. Tia, I'm on crutches with full-time with a long-term injury. I'm very limited with knee, hip, and back injury. Will be in Brooksville during the storm. What shelter could I go to if need be? We do not have shelters in Brooksville listed. Let me look this up. I don't have any specific Brooksville information. I just have these counties. So let me see if I can get that. I'll put that on my list. But you should be able to go to one of our special needs facilities, and I have a list of those on Katie McCall TV. It's on Facebook. That's my Facebook page. So if you just want to click on at the top of this post where it says like with Katie McCall, click on there. That'll take you to my Facebook page, and I have a really comprehensive list that you can scroll down. You can see there should be a shelter for you, because I did this specifically for people who are injured or who have disabilities. Trisha, we do not have any word on bridges, and the wind would depend on whether you have windows that are built to withstand a hurricane. My building put out a notice letting us know that ours are. So it would be something to ask your building manager. Okay, Eula, if you go to WTSP.com, you can put in your address and it'll tell you which zone you're in. Yes, Donna, thank you. Bring your pet records when you bring your pet to a shelter. They're gonna want to know that your pet's rabies vaccine is up to date. That's gonna be the primary thing they're gonna worry about with that. Should you open a window a small amount for pressure or close tight? I'm new to this from Arizona. I have never heard about opening windows. Yeah, never. And I've lived through, I don't know how many, probably 9 hurricanes. Never heard that advised. Probably would have heard that. Sadie, they'll take your pets. They have shelters for pets. The homeless are being picked up, also on my Facebook page. Okay, Krista, so are nursing homes and assisted living considered special needs? I'm Pasco Zone A. Should we evacuate? Okay, I'm not sure if I understand your question, but Pasco County has issued evacuations for residents west of 19, all special needs folks, and people living in manufactured homes. So if you go to my Facebook page, my Katie McCall Facebook page, I have listed and I have a link where you can look for a shelter for you. If you fall into that category in Pasco County, I got you covered. Jeffrey, what's for Hillsborough? 2 shelters will be open to accommodate special needs residents only. You can call this number, 813-272-5900. I also have the addresses to all of those. And then on Saturday at 8 a.m., Hillsborough will open 14 shelters for residents in evacuation zone A whose homes are vulnerable to wind damage. So, glad I could ask that one. Do not open windows. Yeah, no, I've never heard that. If you're in a modular home, I would move. I would evacuate. Yeah. Valeria was in Hurricane Andrew, a Category 5 bathroom. Yeah. With no windows. Get in the bathtub if you can. Live in chewing gum for pressure with the ears worked from the wind and air pressure. Let's see. William, Pinellas County Zone A mandatory. We live in C. Do we have to leave? No. Zone A. So no. Is Tampa going to get tornadoes? It very well could. And the way tornadoes work is one house will be totally destroyed and the house next to it will be perfectly fine. So they literally carve a path of destruction like you would not believe. And during Harvey, they had multiple tornadoes. So I would be prepared for that. Oh, Ellis, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I think I have that number on my page, but I'll make sure that I do. Linda, is it safe to leave tomorrow to go to shelter? Yeah. How about apartment? I have Zone A in Pasco. You're supposed to evacuate Zone A in Pasco. Terry, you're an E in a house. That's great. Jennifer missed what's happening in Sarasota. I'm gonna have to jump off. It's 10:40. Okay, guys, I will go back and read all of the questions after the newscast and make sure that I can get answers to all of yours. But in the meantime, go to my Facebook page. Just click on that little where it says Katie McCall and look at that list. I'm gonna bet you dollars to donuts your question is probably answered on there, and I hope it is. See you in about 20 minutes at 11.